Hey, what's up? Kris Krohn here. Obviously, I am out having the time of my life. Probably should be working, but I do this little thing called real estate. It's passive, and it makes me a lot of money, and people sometimes get curious, what does partnering with me look like, and how do you passively make millions and millions of dollars? And in today's video, I'm going to show you how.
One shot, now the future is yours. Go!
Check it out. Back in from the cold. It is plenty warm in here, and we are going to have a real conversation about this. How to make passive income in the game of real estate. Ultimately, it means I want money coming into me, but I don't want to have to do the work. Now, this doesn't mean that you're not working at all. It just means that someone else is doing the work. For every 10,000 passive income dollars that comes into your world, someone's got to be doing something. Check it out. Passive income does not mean that income comes without work. It means that you're setting up a cash flow system that produces income without trading time for money. While this is the key to financial freedom, only 20% of American households earn passive income. And I'm going to tell you right now, by the time I was 26 years old, I had $12,000 a month coming in every month, whether I did or didn't work. It happened because I owned 25 properties, and there was, after paying all the bills and the mortgages, there was $12,000 left over. Those $12,000 meant, after I graduated college, that I didn't need to go on to have a career. I didn't need a job. In fact, it was weird. 26 years old, newly graduated, the money was coming in, I didn't need to work, and it meant that I had to really figure out what I wanted to do with my life. Now, if you watch this entire video today, I'm going to create that same conundrum for you, because I'm going to show you throughout this video, and especially at the end, the single simplest system for how you produce meaningful passive income so you don't have to work. You can start living life on your terms. Now, in today's video, I am going to share with you 4 different ways of using real estate to produce passive income. And I'm going to tell you right now that one of the 4 is my favorite. Let's see if you can spot it. The first strategy is called house hacking. Now, you may have heard of house hacking. It's what I did when I bought my first property. Check this out. You could, for example, buy a multi-family unit like a duplex or a fourplex or maybe a single-family home with a mother-in-law apartment. And then what do? You take the other units, the other bedrooms, and you rent them out. House hacking is a great entry-level path into real estate investment, but requires active management and frequent moves. And I'm going to tell you right now, that can be difficult for some people. For my wife and I, the very first house we bought, we lived in the upstairs. We rented out the basement. The basement covered the entire mortgage. Now, this is sweet because my wife and I were left with a 3-bedroom, 1-bath, and our previous rental just had a 1-bedroom, 1-bath. So all of a sudden, we went from paying $400 a month for a hole-in-the-ground piece of crap to actually buying a home, moving into 3 bedrooms, and actually living for free. That was a huge upgrade. Because I bought that house below market, a year later, I was able to access some of the beautiful equity out of it and use it as a down payment on another property. So when I bought my second property, I didn't come up with the money. My first house paid for it. And you know how I bought my third house? I used the equity on the second property to pay for the third. That is what house hacking is. It's beautiful because it doesn't require a lot of money, but my wife and I did have to move a few times, and some people absolutely hate that. Kris Krohn, house hacking sounds great, but what if me and my significant other don't want to move? It sounds like it is some work. Do you have maybe another option that is like more passive-y passive? Well, let's talk about our second of 4 options. This is called REITs. It stands for Real Estate Investment Trusts. A real estate investment trust is managed by expert investors and property managers, and it can be easily purchased through a stock exchange. While this investment provides dividends and is not as volatile as traditional stocks, single-digit returns and a lack of leverage make this a mediocre investment compared with other options. In other words, yes, it is so passive that it is so simple and so easy, but basically the managers and the people setting it up, they're going to take their healthy share, and that means that you're not going to get a whole lot of money, and your performance still ends up looking somewhat similar to the stock market. But 90% of all millionaires made their money in real estate, not the stock market. So real estate, if you can find a way to do it passive and have more control and ownership, that's where you land the big bucks. Let's go with our third option for passive income for real estate. Maybe it's going to be found in short-term rentals. Short-term rentals have grown to 150 plus million annual users over the last decade thanks to services like Airbnb and VRBO. STRs offer much higher returns than traditional rentals, but they also require more maintenance and marketing, and it's often very hard to make them truly passive. Also, your house has to usually be owned in some kind of destination place, and it's usually a higher price point, a more expensive kind of property, something super desirable, and that prices a lot of people out of the game. And at the end of the day, some of them perform really well, some of them not as much, and so there's less predictability. So it's not a bad approach, but it's not a very scalable one. Let's try on maybe one of the oldest forms of passive income in the game of real estate. This plakat right here says that I own 10 square feet in Northern Ireland. And by virtue of that, that makes me a lord. So Lord Christopher Andrew Krohn, hereinafter referred to as Lord, is because I own property in Ireland. Well, I'm talking to you about a fourth strategy for real estate that has been around for literally thousands of years. It's called single family rentals. The most reliable passive income source for thousands of years has been property rentals. In today's economy, you can use leverage to buy a rental property with a minimal down payment, then have the tenant pay off the loan, plus a little extra to provide cash flow. And after investigating 30 different real estate strategies, do you know which one emerged that would take the least time, the least effort, the least risk while making the most money? It's right here. You're looking at it. It is owning single family homes. I purchase them below the median. I only buy them in certain markets where my cash flow and my growth is the highest and where I don't have to pay taxes on those gains or that cash flow. This system is what I used to buy my first 25 homes. Those first 25 homes produced $12,000 a month of residual income, and that is what created financial freedom for me so that I didn't have to have a job. And if you want to learn more about what that looks like, check this out. I've got good news for you. If you have been financially responsible and maybe you have bought a home already and you've been working on paying it down, or maybe you've put some money in a 401k with your job, or maybe money in an IRA, or maybe you've just been putting money in the bank, maybe you're a business owner that's been pulling ahead. If you've got a little bit of money sitting in those accounts, did you know that it's possible to partner directly with me and for me to use my team of 200 experts, go into the best markets and actually do this where we can become 50-50 partners and I can maximize our ROI to the limits? Well, I've got hundreds of people around the world that have watched this video just like you. They've clicked the link below and they've learned about partnering with me. And after looking at my track record of my last $2 billion worth of single family homes, my last 6,500 projects, you know what they decided? If there's an opportunity or a shot to learn about becoming a partner with Kris, I want to explore that. And now I own property with people all over the world, and this model has been able to set many of them free, and it could do literally just that for you. So if you want to explore how to become a pro, an expert at the game of passive income, but without putting in your time and leveraging all of my expertise, click the link below and let me show you exactly what that looks like. Kris Krohn, there is no way you've done 6,500 deals. There's no way you've done over $2 billion in real estate transactions. How do I even know if you are for real? Well, you know what? There are some people out there that have wondered, Kris Krohn, are you a scam? And I thought it might be helpful if I actually showed you this video right here, and maybe this will answer that question for you.